When it comes to money and finances, farmers tend to fall into one of two camps: those who understand money is an important part of their farm's overall success, and those who pretend money has little to do with farming. If you plan to own and operate a CSA farm for the long haul, you're running a business, and like it or not, businesses need to be solvent and profitable to survive. So in this video, we're going to talk all about farm finances from a CSA perspective. We will describe CSA's unique farm financial management issues and share basic cash flow spreadsheets to help you think through responsible financial management. We'll share stories from different CSA farm styles to show how they strategize both short and long-term goals, how they manage debt, investment, and growth. CSA financials are a little different than a traditional farm or business in the sense that they typically receive the bulk of their income at the beginning of the year before any food has been grown. Most businesses require you make the product first, then sell it. CSA is a sort of pre-sell. Folks commit to your farm for the season early, sometimes before you have even purchased your seeds. Often the bulk of your income for the year will come in by the time you're just getting the first plants into the ground. That is highly unusual, but it's also incredible. Having funds available before you begin your season means you likely won't have to take out business or operating loans to get through the year. The financial security can be a tremendous gift, but we likely don't have to tell you it also comes with great responsibility. And at times, great stress. Having people's money before you've delivered anything can be an uncomfortable feeling. Until the CSA wraps up in October or November, you essentially owe product to all of your CSA members. Some people don't do well with that pressure. Others simply don't run financial records enough to truly understand how they are doing financially until the end of the year, when it may be too late. CSA is a unique business model with a unique cash flow structure. Understanding how cash flows through your business on a month-to-month basis is important for all industries, but we find it to be an essential document for the CSA farmer. Understanding how much came in during the spring and budgeting how much can be spent throughout the year ensures you can keep operating and fulfilling CSA obligations throughout the season. Not to mention, hopefully having enough left over for yourself and your family.
Hi, I'm Paul Dittman with Compeer Financial, and I'm going to walk you through a cash flow spreadsheet. So cash flow starts with January 1st. And so when we look at the upper left-hand corner of the spreadsheet, you'll see a balance of $10,000. That's the balance in the farm checking account on the first day of the year. And we go through month by month. So we look at how much income comes in during the month of January, and then all the expenses that are being paid out. We get down to the bottom. There's going to be a principal and interest payment on the farm mortgage or on other farm debt. And then there's a draw for family living. We end with a balance at the end of the month. That ending balance becomes the beginning balance for February, and then it carries on down through. And so in this example spreadsheet for a CSA operation, you can see that when we get to the month of March, we're beginning the month with a deficit, and the deficit's over $5,000. So as we go through this spreadsheet, we want to see and try to anticipate which months are we going to be short of cash flow and come up with a plan for getting through those months. So with a CSA operation, maybe it's offering a little discount to your members to subscribe earlier than March. If you're a startup enterprise, maybe it's starting by saving up a bit more money than $10,000. You start with $16,000, $17,000 instead of trying to start with only 10. If we don't anticipate, we start going through the month, we're sitting down, we're writing out checks in the month of February, and suddenly the checking account is empty. So then we're putting stuff on credit cards, or we're letting bills slide, or we're doing other things that can actually really be damaging to the farm operation.
When we first started our farm, we used cash flow projections as our primary budgeting tool for both our farm and life. We started tiny with an 8-person CSA and about $8,000 in gross sales. We knew there wasn't going to be much coming in at the beginning, so these projections helped us understand what we could and couldn't afford to buy. Over time, as we blossomed into a more dignified farm business, this strategy stopped working. We were growing fast by about 50% every year, and we weren't having enough money available to both pay ourselves and invest in the infrastructure we needed. We decided to take on our first loan when we were entering our 5th growing season. At the time, going from living within our means to taking on $50,000 worth of debt felt terrifying, but it had to happen. We were close to crushing ourselves under the weight of our business. We were being too scrappy and inefficient for the scale we were operating at. The decision to take on debt has allowed us to grow more comfortably while paying ourselves the income we need. Strangely, it actually released a lot of pressure.
My story looks similar to Lauren's, except that I have a partner who works off-farm, which allowed me to invest a lot more in my business from the start. By relying on my husband's income, I was able to invest all of my farm profits for the first 4 seasons instead of paying myself a salary. This meant I could scale my infrastructure as my CSA farm scaled up and could avoid significant debt. One reality of modern farming is that farmers often have off-farm income, at least in the early years.
With a lot of these videos, we share opportunities for outsourcing. Financial management can be a chance to outsource elements of your business. If you are not financially inclined or don't enjoy the work of bookkeeping, taxes, or managing day-to-day cash flow, then you're a great candidate for outsourcing. Some of the best farmers we know partner with strong accounting and financial experts who are well-versed in farm economics to help them make solid decisions.
CompTIA Financial is part of the nationwide farm credit system, which is a network of farmer-owned, farmer-led cooperatives that was actually started by the federal government back in 1916 because farmers didn't have access to reliable, affordable credit at that time. Part of what we do in our program is help farmers, especially beginning farmers, understand the financial aspects of their farming enterprises. You know, most farmers don't get into this because they want to work on balance sheets or cash flow projections. They get into it because they enjoy producing good food for people. And so we're teaching them how to write a business plan, how to interpret all the financial aspects of their farm operation and figure out where they're strong and where they're vulnerable. Another piece of what we're doing is helping them understand when it makes sense to take a loan or when it doesn't make sense to take a loan. There are times when taking a loan will help the enterprise move forward more efficiently and more quickly. There are other times when it's going to put them in a worse position, and that's the kind of thing that we try to help them figure out. The nice thing about our program is we can work with farmers whether they take a loan with us or not. We're a mission-based program. And so we're helping farmers write their business plans. We're helping them develop cash flow projections, put together balance sheets. And we do that at no charge. If they need credit and they want to take a loan with us, that's great. If not, that's fine too. Our goal really is just to help beginning farmers get started and be successful.
My name is Cassie Story. I co-own and co-operate Crossroads Community Farm with my farm partner, Mike. The farm started in 2005. This will be our 15th year of being a vegetable CSA farm. We pack out 525 boxes a week and have about 850 members. And altogether, we grow about 28 acres of vegetables on 2 pieces of farm property. For the first 9 years of the farm, I did all of the taxes. I wanted to know how to do it all. So I learned how to do payroll. I learned how to do all of the taxes. And I was pretty capable of handling that for quite some time. As the farm grew, those taxes began to be something I really hated about my winter job. And I also started to feel less and less confident in how well I was doing them as the business got bigger. And it wasn't until 2014 we added solar panels to our farm, and there were all kinds of, federal incentives and tax rebates and all of these sorts of things. And basically the sort of free online software that I was using could not handle those nuances. It didn't ask me the questions that I knew needed to be answered for my taxes. And that was the point where I realized, this is over my head in terms of tax law and how to do something this complicated. And also, gosh, I wonder what other questions this free software hasn't been asking me. So I asked around. I think I used the Fair Share Farmer group, like many of us do, and just said, does anybody know a good accountant? And somehow stumbled upon Katie Muring at Wagner and Associates. When I went to Katie, I thought I was just going to her for solar panels. And basically, when she saw what I had done, she asked for my past year's taxes. She said, you have missed so many things. The free software doesn't know farm. It's not set up for farms. And so she then did back taxes for 4 years and got us $20,000 that I had not known that I could get back in taxes. And basically I thought, well, that's going to pay for Katie's bill for quite some time. I'm always surprised how much it costs to have somebody else do my taxes each year, but I now know that I missed so much. And so paying that bill makes me realize it's getting done right. And even though it is costly, I feel like on the whole, every year, she's saving me money that I don't know how to save. And so it's totally worth it.
It's hard to predict how effectively you will manage finances before your business journey begins, since these are entrepreneurial skills that develop and hopefully strengthen over time. CSA's unique monetary design, with the main cash influx prior to the production season, requires a high level of budgeting and cash flow discipline. Like it or not, CSA farming or any business venture requires money management and solvency. Even if you choose to outsource accounting or tax-related work, a business owner is still ultimately responsible for understanding the income and expense cycle throughout the year. Take a moment to journal what came up for you and honestly assess whether profitability and financial decision-making are responsibilities you feel confident to take on. Good luck.